So we're filming, we're nice and quiet. Oh, yeah. So here we go, rock and rollers. Everyone's watching because it's new stuff. Really, stop cooling your paper. You're so weird about that. Okay.
I got water on it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Here we go. Today's is called, and you can write this down. This bad boy is called vertex form. You will come to love him. So here's what I'm telling you. I'm going to show you something. You're not going to write it. You're just going to watch. We have learned two things already. The first way we learned, we called standard form. And it looked like this. Like 2x squared plus 6x plus 5. And we did the negative b over 2a. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The second way we learned was yesterday, and we learned factored form. X plus 6, x minus 4. We got the stuff out. It wasn't bad. It was easier than the first way. These are all quadratic equations. We're learning the last one. And this guy is a quadratic equation. He's got the squared, right? He's got an x. He will make a u. But he's in a new way of writing it. Now, next week, I will teach you how to use this new way of writing it, but I'm not going to teach you yet. I'm just going to teach you how to graph it first, because then you'll be like, oh, I want to learn it because it's so easy. Okay, here we go. It's super easy. To graph this baby, you need three things. You need a vertex and two helping points. And I'm going to tell you that the vertex on this one is almost so easy, you're going to be angry. So my vertex has two parts, right? It's got an x and a y. To get the x point, you go into this guy and you say, look at you, you're x minus 1. But every time we have parentheses, we always take it out opposite. That's your x coordinate for your vertex in this form. And then I'm going to go over to the other number and say, you're not in parentheses. You're not naughty. We didn't put you in timeout. So I'm going to take you just as you are. And guess what? That's the freaking vertex. That's it.
It does it the long one.
I know. I know. I know.
You take the opposite and then...
And here's what you remember. Here's what you want to think about, Aiden. If it's in parentheses, think to yourself, I put you in timeout for a reason, because you're naughty. So when I pull you out, I switch your sign. That's why kids will say, like, do I switch the 3? No, he's not in naughty timeout. So let me ask you this. Before we do anything else, just take a look at this. If this was the equation, I just want to make sure everyone's cool with this. Look at this bottom one. Tell your neighbor what the vertex would be on this bottom equation. Whisper to your neighbor right now. Turn to your neighbor and say, what's the vertex?
Yeah.
Anyone want to share what their smart neighbor got? Aiden, what's your smart neighbor get? Negative 5 and negative 7. That's totally it.
Yeah.
That's totally it. Now,
Yeah, I got it right. I didn't erase it.
back to this problem. Remember, we need 3 points. So we're pretty cool right here. We know this is a happy graph. We know we've got our axis of symmetry, but we need 2 more points. Watch how easy it is to get those 2 points. We need a helping point and a mirror point. So I am going to plug in, everyone's watching because this is the key, Emma, watch me here. I'm going to plug in 0, so it'll give me my helping point on the y-axis, and then I'm just going to mirror it. The only math that you have to do today is plug in 0. Watch how easy it is. 0 goes here. 0 take away 1, negative 1 squared, plus 3, 1 plus 3, 4. I go up to this guy. I put a dot at 4. I put in his mirror over here, and literally, I'm done. Literally 30 seconds.
So what?
1, 3 is my starting place. I need a helper, so I plug in 0, so it gets me a point on the y-axis, right? X is 0. And then I get him, and then I get his partner on the other side. So the only math that you have to do on these stupid problems is plug in 0. That's as hard as these ones get. Emma, talk to me.
You plug in 0.
Yes. Because that will give you
That has one side, so you
this side, and then you just mirror it on the other side. And I can do 3 points, right? You guys ready to try one on your own? Yeah? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here, let's try number 2. Here we go.
do this.
Okay.
Let's try number 7.
Before we start this one, before we do it, is this going to be a happy graph or a sad graph? Sad, sure. Why? Because I got that negative right there. So make sure when you're doing it that you tell yourself, it's a great way to check your work, to feel like, I got kids be like, oh wait, mine came out happy, and then they redid it, right? So this should be a sad graph. Let's start with our vertex. So easy. What is our vertex? Anyone brave enough to tell me?
1 negative 1 negative.
Oh, you guys are too fast for each other. 1 negative 4. Just remember the guy in parentheses is naughty. All year we're going to use this form for the rest of the year. The guy in parentheses, as Sabrina will tell you, always naughty. The guy in parentheses, always naughty. 1 negative 4. Here we go. Put our axis of symmetry right there. Now watch this. My helping point better be down here, right? Because this is a sad graph. So if I want it to go down, it's going to have to be somewhere down here. If you get something up here, you made a mistake, right? So here we go. Just like Emma said, we plug in 0, right? We plug in 0. So we're going to put in 0. Nice and careful here. Negative 2 times 0 take away 1 is negative 1 squared minus 4. Please do the order of operations correctly. Negative 2 times 1 minus 4. Negative 2 minus 4. Negative 6. Go down to negative 6. Boom. And mirror it on the other side. And you are good to go. How are we? Yeah, you like this? How about some finger wiggles if you feel like this is pretty doable? Yeah? I told you you.
No, I didn't get it.
Where did I lose you?
That's the part where it's negative 2 times 1 minus 1.
Right here. Do you see where I plugged in 0? So 0 takes away 1. Negative 1 times negative 1
Remember
is 1.
square root?
Now we do this together. So negative 2. Yep. Good, good. It's always this last guy, you're just going to be adding and subtracting him whatever you do. Good?
And then when you get to negative 6, is it always going to be 0?
Always on your y-axis. Yes. Beautiful, Aiden. Beautiful, beautiful,
You got
beautiful.
3 smiles.
Last
one
example, and
sad.
I'm shutting up. That's kind of amazing. Before the period's like super over. Here we go. Now, if you remember what I said, you're always going to have a guy in the parentheses, and Arison, you're always going to have a guy out of the parentheses. But look, I have no guy out of the parentheses. So what the heck do I put there? I put 0. Hey, Joe, I need you to keep your mask on, good. Thanks. That's okay. So here's what. Do me a favor. Do that. Put a plus 0. Does that make sense? So can you try this one on your own? Everyone's trying this one. Why did I add that plus 0? Because there was nothing there. So I need an X and a Y. So I need to have something there. So give this one a try. See how you do. I'm going to do it with you in a second, but I want to see if you can do it. Plugging into 0 later, super easy on this one. Super easy. And this is a happy graph, by the way, right? It's going up. we end the week good. We end the week on easy stuff. Way better than ending the week on hard stuff. Yes. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna come over and we'll work, but I'm gonna have to sit with you for a hot second, okay? So I want you, actually, are you doing this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. You guys ready? Everybody good? Here we go. Nice and easy. My vertex is -2, 0. So easy, so easy. Coming over to -2, 0. There he is. I'm gonna throw in my axis of symmetry because it makes me happy, right? Now I know it's a happy graph, so my helping point better be up in this action, right? If it's down here, I made a mistake. So I'm going to be really careful to make sure it works out the way it's supposed to work out. I need to plug in 0 to get my helping point. There's 0. 0 plus 2 is 2 squared plus 0. I just did that for the hell of it. 4 plus 0 is 4. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to throw a 4 right here, and I'm going to mirror it over here. And look at that bad boy. That's all that you have to do. Easy. I like these ones. These are my favorites. Gotta be honest, I love me some vertex form. I mean, I actually really do like it. So, let me give you what you're doing tonight. The answers are actually on your worksheet. I gotta find where I said it. And we're cutting off 2. One of them I made a mistake on, and the other one I just don't like. So, your homework tonight is 1 through 8. Please cross off number 3. It has a really ugly decimal. That was my mistake, sorry. And cross off number 7.
What about number 8?
1 through, we're doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, I just did it.
Cross
I
off
thought I was smart.
3 and 7. And you're right, the last example I'm saving until tomorrow. I didn't want to make your brains explode. I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. I'm going to ask you to do 1 and 2 before you leave class. And I want to see them before you leave. So don't put it away. I'm going to come around and show me 1 and 2. Because if you can do 1 and 2, I know you've gotten this in your pretty little brain. 1 and 2 before you leave. Cross off 3 and 7. The answers are on
Well, I
the
didn't
map.
swear. No way, I didn't swear. I said bye, kid. I said bye, kid. No, it's still going.
It's a very nice lesson.
Yeah, no, seriously, dude.
Cross off